So would you say these pancakes are spheres, or would you say they're flat? I mean, what I'm observing with my physical senses is that these pancakes are flat, because there's zero detectable curvature on these pancakes. However, according to mainstream science, something that has no detectable curvature whatsoever is actually a sphere. And better yet, these spherical pancakes are rotating at 66,600 miles per hour. So if these pancakes are hypothetically rotating around and they're actually spherical, even though our senses tell us that they're not, then how is the syrup being contained on top of these pancakes? Well, the answer is gravity. Gravity is magically holding together all of the syrup around these spherical pancakes that are rotating 66,600 miles per hour. Even though we can measure and see that they look and appear to be flat, they're actually spherical pancakes. Better yet, just go ahead and put sci, nt, and fic into Google Translate and translate it from Latin to English. Look what it says, folks. The scientific method. Oh. So are you actually thinking for yourself? Or are you just mindlessly consuming and regurgitating whatever you hear? You decide. Oh, and disclaimer, this wasn't actually about pancakes. Peace out.
Every time we see further than the curvature of the Earth should allow, they call it a mirage. Yet the long-distance observations we make are never floating like a real mirage. It's always right where it would be if the Earth were flat. It's no coincidence that the limit of our human eye is about 3 miles away, which is the exact amount of distance to the horizon. This is a form of math magic, so the limit of human vision has disguised itself as curvature. They would call this the curvature of the Earth, but the truth is the vanishing point is due to convergence. So everything below your eye level and everything above your eye level will meet as you go further away. Imagine this to be a cylinder rolling inward and this to be a cylinder rolling inward. The further things get away, they roll into this apparent horizon. Refraction, such as inferior and superior mirages, have also been doctored up to be curvature as well. So in this photograph, what we're experiencing is refraction in the bending of light, causing this bridge to look like it is bent. They'll call this the curvature of the Earth. Then they will call this refraction. They're saying that the reason you can see all the way to the end of this bridge is because of refraction. But the photograph they're calling Earth curvature is actually the refraction. You can actually see the light bending here. But this is crisp and clear with no obscurity and at a lower perspective. You can recreate the optical phenomenon of boats disappearing bottom up just by zooming out. You can watch the boat disappear bottom up, and then when you flip it around and zoom back in, you can see it reappear top down. That's because of the convergence. Remember, it kind of rolls in itself. They love calling the limits of our vision and refraction curvature, and they love calling long distance flat observations refraction. Like the Walter Bislin Earth curve calculator with the little refraction slider where you can make any observation possible with refraction. But that's MatheMagics for you, like the heliosorcery model, the reverse engineered of the geocentric. You know, as long as they account mathematically, they can do anything they want with this model. Tomorrow you could wake up and they'd say, oh, we were wrong about the sun. It's actually 40 million miles closer than we thought and a bit smaller than we thought. And you wouldn't know the difference as long as they accounted mathematically for it. That's what they do.
Hey guys, this is a geocentric flat earth map. Just like Genesis 1:14 says, God put the luminaries in the firmament and it goes around the sun and the moon, and that causes our seasonal changes and everything. And then we see here Antarctica is not a continent. It's actually a 360-degree ice wall that contains our oceans and seas. And everything is biblical about the flat earth, geocentric flat earth map. What you have a problem is with science, they have a lot of theories and they just keep adding theories on top of theories. But the truth is the sun and moon are local. They are in our firmament and they go in cycles that causes our different seasons.
So even though we all know the Earth is a globe, it's an undebatable fact. We have a camera height of 2 feet in this video, and the camera is zooming in on a boat that is 16.8 miles away. Now the visual horizon is 1.73 miles away from a camera height of 2 feet, as in there will start being noticeable curvature and things will disappear below a curving horizon at 1.73 miles from the camera. So even though we see this boat, it's actually an illusion because it is 151 feet under curvature. The light is constantly refracting over our curving horizon for no apparent reason. And that is how we're actually seeing this ship. You should not believe your own five senses. You should just listen to what your government says, even though every image of Earth from space is completely edited and CGI, it's actually real. This is how they show us scientific facts, by using CGI edited photos and constantly changing the size of continents. I don't remember Australia being half the size of Africa, but it is half the size of Africa, because you shouldn't believe what your five senses are telling you. The Earth is obviously a globe, guys.
You know, a flat earther will look at this and go, that ain't true, it's a globe, even though it just shows a circle. And then a glober will look at this and go, this isn't true, the Earth revolves around the sun, it's bogus. I look at this and go, I wonder what they're trying to show us where they have the sun in the fourth line around Earth. Does that mean that it's like a moon? No, it's the fourth celestial sphere up above this great plane of creation that we call planet Earth. The sun energy resides in the middle of the spheres, the four. You have three above it and you have three below it. The sun is in the middle. It's the ohm, the balance, the pendulum.
Government space agencies are freely receiving trillions in currency to produce little more than rockets that always end up in the ocean and CGI cartoon images on our television. And this is how they tell you a vision, maintaining illusion, which is cheap rather than being unrealistically expensive for having all these enterprises. It is actually a lucrative and profitable scam, a productive money maker. The notion of outer space and believing below Earth fostered a nihilistic and materialistic world, and all rejects the idea of intelligent design through indoctrination, which are mostly anti-religion. Humans lose connections with anything beyond the material world and become so selfish, compliant consumers. This sets a stage of further manipulation. People has been deceived and disconnected from their true foundations. There are two places that are not led by these globe deceptions. That's Antarctica and North Pole. These two holds inherent significance in the level Earth model cosmos, as Antarctica is the elevated round rim that encompasses and extends all other continents, while North Pole is center point of the world, where all the compasses point aid directly below Polaris, which is the only stationary star in the sky. By turning Earth into a spinning ball, these potential extra lands, resources, and its civilization have been conceptually erased from the minds of masses. The globe lie is the biggest and fundamental deception imaginable. Scientism has become the world's new religion, and masses now follow blindly towards whatever future is manufactured for them.
NASA put together a fun little Olympics compilation on the ISS. I'm so excited to watch this. Did you see that? That's strange. What the heck? What's going on here? I was enjoying this, but then I noticed something. It was so strange. I was enjoying my NASA fanboying out, and I don't know. Looks like her eye is glitching out or something. What? Why would that happen? Why would that happen? They're up in the ISS. Oh, it must be the delayed feed that we're getting back here on Earth is making it look like it's a green screen. That must be it. Well, good. Now I can go back to being a fanboy and ignoring any evidence that would make me think that anything they're doing isn't true.
He proves that the moon landing video is completely fake by finding the exact spot in the U.S. desert where this scene was supposedly filmed. It's quite compelling and shocking. It's important to know that a Google AI presented in Russia can determine if a video is fake or not. During its presentation at the Kremlin, Vladimir Putin chose the moon landing video to test this AI. The AI concluded that the NASA moon landing video was totally fake. NASA admitted the video was fake, claiming they had lost the original. Elon Musk reacted by saying he understood why we never went, considering our current technological limitations, which is pretty crazy. This debate has reignited conspiracy theories and sparked many discussions about the truthfulness of historical events. Many people now wonder if other major events were also faked. Authorities and scientists are working to provide clearer evidence and explanations to quell the skepticism.
Attention all passengers, this is your captain speaking. We just want to let you know that you can remove your seatbelts. We have achieved the level of flight, cruising altitude of 30,000 feet, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your flight. You use your four fingers on the dash to maintain your horizon. You know which direction you're going. You keep your airplane level at cruising altitude. You can tell your pitch. You can tell your tilt. You can tell your turn level. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing fictitious forces and curvature out of nowhere. None of our instruments are designed for spherical surfaces, and our training facilities did not train us with these fictitious forces. So we were told to assume the Earth is flat and non-rotating, and now we're all gonna die. Smoke them if you got them. Our instruments no longer work.
Does anyone actually still believe that this piece of junk went through a space vacuum 238,000 miles away and landed on the moon? Yeah, this is what NASA's saying landed on the moon. I mean, just look at this thing. It looks like it's made out of cardboard box, aluminum foil, and duct tape. Yeah, that's right, duct tape. But remember the moon buggy they took to the moon? Yeah, well they're saying they used duct tape to hold it together. You guys don't believe me? Well, let's ask NASA. NASA admits that they used duct tape to hold the moon buggy and moon lander together. Not only did this thing land on the moon, but it took off.
99, proceeded, 3, 2, 1, ignition. Burn away, Houston. Vector good. X-side.
Like, who filmed that? Who stayed and filmed that? But that wasn't the only time they used duct tape. During the Apollo 13 lunar mission, on the spacecraft an oxygen tank exploded. After many hours, the engineers came up with a plan to modify the canisters using duct tape. But guys, shadows don't lie. NASA does.
Remember Bill Nye, the science guy? You go to Wikipedia and it says actor. He's not actually a science guy. He's actually not even scientific. He's just an actor. They paid him while we were in the Rockefeller schools to make us believe all the narrative. That's who Bill Nye, the science guy, is. Trusting the science. Remember that whole thing? He's an actor. They're all actors. And they're just brainwashing you while you're young, so you're like, oh, I love Bill Nye. You know, he's telling me about how we're going to the moon. Even though Buzz Aldrin said we never went. But Bill Nye told me. Bill Nye's up there. And then now all of a sudden when you need some climate nonsense or science to back you, you know, like you need to take 75 boosters so that you can be safe, Bill Nye will come out and be like, oh, I got 85 boosters and now I'm fixed. It's like, no, dude, you're an actor. You're an actor. You're all actors. And if you don't understand it, you believe it. People, oh, Bill Nye told me, I better go get 85 more of these. Better go and stick these heavy metals into my body again. That's gonna fix me.
Proof that the Van Allen belts are radiation, and you know, I proved to myself as I went through it. I proved to myself that the moon landing was fake. You get to that point, I think you should wonder that first if you can get past it. But anyway, the point I'm getting at is, if you believe that the moon landed, if you think that tweaker shelter that landed them, you know, that supposedly landed up there is real, that they even said that you could take your finger and put through the side of it, went through the Van Allen belt. Who was it that said that you could put your finger through it?
Tweaker shelter?
I love that tweaker shelter.
I mean, really, that's what it was. It looks like some kind of cardboard paper mache tweaker shelter. They running around up there. First steps, first steps. You know what I mean? It's the R word all day long, man. Everything. It's just everything about it's R word. But you know,
That was awesome.
really, examine that thing. Just pull up a picture of the lunar. Oh well, even better. They hauled in that tweaker shelter, that dune buggy, with lawn chairs folded out on it, talking about these are our seats. From them days, that's exactly what lawn chairs looked like. They were those aluminum, plaid-colored fold-out chairs. You remember them, don't you, Fred?
I still want one. It came in the mail, and y'all are opening it with me. Ooh. Smell it. Woo! Here we go.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.